Welcome back to Rodecast, guys. Hope y'all doing well out there. I'm your host, Rod, as always. And in this video, we're going to be looking at two mayors in California. First, Karen Bass, and then another one here, Taco Juan over here, who's saying some crazy things. But Karen Bass has taken the case for the most insane response to the recent raid that happened. She has been very angry about it, or so it seems. You can't really tell with her. As I told you guys in the past, I don't think Karen Bass actually believes in anything. She believes in money and she believes in positions. She wants to stay in the current position that she's in. She wants to hopefully get reelected. And so she's appealing to the most insane open borders part of the California progressive movement. And that's why she's doing this latest move where she's literally promising to give money to illegals through the money that the taxpayers give her, because I seriously doubt it's coming from her own pocket. It's not. It's an executive order, and she wants to give my money as a tax-paying Californian over here, a natural-born Californian whose ancestors built America. She doesn't care about what happens to us. She wants to give illegals money to stay home and dodge federal authorities. You cannot make this up. She's trying to one up the last crazy thing that she did, which is defending a bunch of criminals at MacArthur Park.
And I want you to hear, Chief, what LA Mayor Karen Bass said today. I would think that the mayor of Los Angeles would be horrified to see that children are working in the fields, okay, who were brought across the border, obviously a purpose to bring them across the border. But instead, this is what she's saying.
We also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash.
Yes, and why, pray tell, are they not leaving their homes? Because everybody who's legal, who has nothing to worry about, they're going to go out and do what they need to do. Only the criminal element who broke into this country without any permission, and we don't want them here, they're the ones that this bitch is promising to give my money to. Okay, literal taxpayer dollars funneled to illegals. And this is hilarious because they're the ones who keep saying, the open borders left, that illegals are not getting any benefits. They're not getting Social Security. They're not getting any state resources. They're not getting any federal resources. They're getting nothing. Oh, they're paying so much in, which, by the way, is also a lie. But even if that's true, I don't want their money. They can keep their tax dollars. Okay, they need to go back to their own countries and improve their countries instead of running away to America. And we have to stop putting out this message that every loser who has a problem in the world can break into our country and stay here forever. That's the message that America has been putting out, both Republicans and even more disgusting Democrats. The problem starts with Reagan himself, Mr. Amnesty, okay, who the Republicans for some reason love. He's a piece of shit who legalized a bunch of criminals who broke into this country. It's like giving all the rights that you have to a guy who just broke into your house, okay? A house that you and your ancestors spent a lot of time building, and somebody breaks in, and one person in your family, the head of your family, the president, wants to give all the rights that you have as the builders of the house and the descendants of the builders to a bunch of illegals who just broke in, a criminal who did a BNE. We want to give all the rights in the world and money to this person. That is the equivalent of what Karen Bass is promising to do here. And it's absolutely nuts. Okay. This woman is it's like they're trying to get a Republican elected in California. Okay. It's very difficult because most of the people here have been brainwashed that this open border stuff is normal and okay. But I think it's changing very much. Okay. Especially since Trump got elected, and multiple counties in California went red that were once blue, that literally voted 4 years ago to Joe Biden. They went red. So even Californians are sick of it. Even Democrats, I'm talking about Democrats, not Republicans. Democrats, Joe Biden voters are sick of the illegals and their own country being taken over, and their politicians caring more about foreigners than the American citizens who are supposed to be here. Okay. So this one's the most outrageous, and I had to cover this. And by the way, after never doing this, I was never a registered Republican, even though I was a conservative in the past, and then I was a progressive. But just last month, I want to tell you guys that I switched my party affiliation from Democrat, because the last time I voted Democrat was for Bernie Sanders. I switched it to Republican because I don't even like the Republicans, but the Democrats are so treasonous at this point. I don't use that word lightly. They're literally going against the Constitution. They don't care about the people who built this country. They hate the founding fathers. They hate the English. They're clearly anti-white. And so they just want the invasion to happen here. They want to replace the native population, the white people and black people who've been here for a long time. They want to get rid of us, and they want to replace it with a bunch of illegals. Okay, this is clear. This is their driving motivation. They are a treasonous anti-American party, and I cannot be affiliated with it. And I don't like the Republicans, like I said. But nevertheless, in California, you have to vote as a Republican if you want to get rid of these people. And hopefully one day California cannot be Democratic. Anything else, to the more conservative side of the Democrats would be better. All right, next, let's get to another mayor who's not giving money to illegals, but nevertheless telling them how to evade federal law enforcement and literally telling people to stay home to avoid ICE.
A Riverside County mayor warning his residents to stay safe by staying inside after reports of immigration enforcement in the area.
Now he's being called out by Homeland Security, but as KCAL reporter Nicole Comstock shows us, many in the community are afraid.
Yes, because many in the community are freaking illegals who broke into this country who shouldn't even be here. They should be afraid. They should be very afraid because ICE is coming for them. If you're a legal citizen here, you have nothing to worry about. Okay. Look at KCAL News. All they do all day is advocate for the illegal aliens who invaded our land because they want the invasion to happen. That's why else would you back them? Fox News isn't backing them because Fox News supports America. They got a lot of flaws. I don't agree with them on everything, but at least they're supporting real Americans in this struggle. The immigration is above everything the most important issue for me. And it should be the most important issue for anybody who lives in this land, who cares about our borders, who cares about the Anglo-Saxon heritage of this country, who cares about George Washington. Immigration should be an issue for you because this country is no longer George Washington's country if we keep letting this happen. Some areas are already, people don't even know who George Washington is in most of these freaking illegal immigrant areas.
The Department of Homeland Security says messages like that are fear-mongering, and the American people wanted deportations under the
Oh, hell yeah, we do. Real Americans want the mass deportations.
Trump administration.
And Trump better damn well live up to it and never pussy out. Okay, like every other president has. And to be fair to him, he hasn't pussied out yet. We'll see how long it lasts.
But some people here in town say it's the federal government creating the fear.
The city of Paris has...
Again, the only people who should be fearful are the ones who are criminals who did a B&E on America. Okay, those are the ones who are attacking ICE vehicles like terrorists, as I showed you in my last video.
The city of Paris has received reports of ongoing ICE operations within the area.
Paris Mayor Michael Vargas sends a video message to the 83,000 residents in his city, telling them to stay inside for their own safety.
We urge all residents to remain calm, stay indoors when possible, and know your rights. Do not go out unless necessary. Stay at home and do not open the door to strangers.
Yeah, unless your ancestors built the 13 colonies, you don't have any rights. You have temporary allowances that we have given you through the law. That's what you have. I have rights as someone whose ancestors built at least 3 or 4 of the colonies starting in the 1600s. Okay. So yeah, you don't have any rights here.
We appreciate that. And we always do. A little bit is a lot for us, but we don't expect a lot.
Yeah, you shouldn't be expecting anything here, Juan. Okay, you got your own country. Okay, he's flying his Mexican flag. Great. That's great. You're proud of your ancestry and your heritage. I can relate to that. Now go back to your own country. Okay, because this country is not for you.
Preciado says he doesn't think anyone should hide because America is a free country.
Yeah, it's a free country for me and the ancestors, the people who built this country starting in the 1600s. The Germanic and the Celtic people from Northern and Western Europe who built America, and also the slaves and their descendants. This is a country for us. Freedom is for me, not for Taco Juan here.
All we want is just to be free and happy.
Yeah, you could be free and happy in Mexico. You don't have to be here. What is this obsession with coming to America?
And live like normal human beings.
Yeah, we are normal human beings with rights. You have rights in your own country. You're not a human being in here, okay? Because this is not your land.
Riverside County community is 78% Latino.
Of course it's 78%. Of course, they invaded this country. All these stats prove my point. Okay, that the left lied for us for decades, saying that, oh, they're just a tiny minority. No, you've let the open border invasion happen. Now, in all the border states, the native population is outnumbered by these tamale eating little bastards. Okay, that's the reality. They lied for us for decades. Oh, now stupid white people believed it. Okay, and they let this invasion happen. Now we're becoming the minority, or have become the minority, in most of the border states that we have here, the border counties. And it's vile. It's vile. The founding fathers will be disgusted about what's happened in America.
Many Latino-owned businesses here are struggling because customers are afraid to come through the doors.
Their businesses are struggling, but this guy's telling people to stay home. Yeah, I bet that's going to help even more with the businesses not getting enough business. What a bunch of dummies.
One of our youth leaders this morning, she came to our youth program and she shared that yesterday she was at the soccer practice here in Paris and her coach got picked up right in front of them.
Beautiful.
Imagine the trauma of having agents coming into a soccer field full of kids and families.
Luz Gallegos.
That's awesome. You don't want to be traumatized? Don't commit crimes and break into my country. Get your ass out of here. Then you can live without trauma in your own country. Because if you come here, we're going to try to drag you out the same way that you came in. And I'm so happy that this coach got dragged. That should be an American who should be leading that team. A real American, not some freaking illegal who broke in through the borders. And you shouldn't be here. That kid shouldn't be here. None of you should be here. You should all be deported back to where you came from.
Is the executive director of Todek Legal Center, a nonprofit that works with the local immigrant community. They're operating a grocery delivery service for families who can't afford food right now because they're afraid to leave the house for work.
It breaks our hearts of our kids, and what they're seeing in this point in history. But at the same time, history repeats itself. So we've been through it before.
In response.
Yeah, that's true. And our movement might fail, our movement to restore America, but we're going to try our best to save our country from you, the terrorists who are invading this land. We don't want to hear your disgusting languages. We don't want your inferior culture here. We don't want you here. You beggar and destroy everything that this country is about. This is a Germanic country built by people from Northern and Western Europe. Okay, that's what this is. You don't see us coming to Mexico and taking your fucking culture away. But you're doing that to us. So your tears hold no water with me. Cry more. You give me life with your tears. Okay, we want you gone from this land. You don't belong here.
To the Paris mayor's social media post, a senior Department of Homeland Security official said in writing, in part, those who are not here illegally and are not breaking any other laws have nothing to fear. Elected officials choosing to fearmonger by distorting reality are doing a great disservice to our country and are responsible for the nearly 700% increase in assaults on ICE officers.
I believe that statement was by the lovely Trisha McLaughlin, who is correct. Like I told you from the beginning, if you are not illegal, you have nothing to worry about. Okay, even legal citizens. If you have legal status, the ICE is not going to do anything to you. They're going to check your status if you happen to be with the illegals, and as soon as you're found to be legal, they're going to let you go, as they have done with many people, because they can't arrest you if you're freaking legal here. Okay, that's the law right now. I'm not necessarily happy with that because I would like those people gone, but the law is you can't be arrested and deported if you're legal. So ICE is only arresting and detaining people who either interfere with ICE operations or people who are illegals who are slated for deportation. Those are the only two groups that are being arrested. So sometimes American citizens get in the way of ICE arrests and they get arrested because they're violent savages and they try to attack ICE agents when they're trying to do their job, and they get arrested. And then later, most of them have been released. They haven't even been charged, which I don't agree with that. If somebody attacks ICE, they need to be prosecuted. And ICE and the DOJs need to stop being so soft with these people. And when you're soft with them, what happened 2 days ago is what happens. They throw bricks through your windows because they see that there are no consequences for people who attack ICE.
Distorting reality are doing a great disservice to our country and are responsible for the nearly 700% increase in assaults on ICE officers. And we did reach out to the city for an additional comment, but we have not yet heard back from them.
These mayors are unbelievable, and they think that they can do this stuff because they have the support of the majority, and that's not true. Okay, even some of the people who are staying quiet, they have a problem with illegals invading their country, but they're too afraid to say so. Okay, a lot of white people and black people are afraid of the R word, and you know which word I'm talking about. And so they don't want to say anything, even though they see that something wrong is happening to their country. But they don't want to speak up because they don't want to be called racist. Okay. But people need to start standing up for themselves and their countries that their ancestors built instead of bowing down to these illegals who broke in yesterday and want the same rights that we and our ancestors who built this country have. And that's just wrong. Okay, like it's like a person breaking into your house that you built and demanding rights from you. That's the equivalent of what's happening in America. And that's why so many people are sick of it. And all the credit in the world to Kristi Noem and Todd Lyons and Trisha McLaughlin and everybody else who goes out there every day trying to make that happen, trying to clean up America of these illegals. And that's all I got to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in my next video, as always.